This is your sleepless guy back with What If Midoriya Was a Monster, Part 8. So, last time we left off, we were starting to talk about how Midoriya and I think it's 7? The 7? Teleporting, uh, Wolf, uh, BFG, him, two others, and yes, 7 are basically going into UA and seeing how it works and showing that they have an upward ability on them. See, to explain it like this is some of these kids, like Midoriya, were 6, 7 years old when they got their abilities and has been mastering it since then. What it means by that is some of these kids, like Kirishima for a great sense of the word, feared his ability and only started mastering it when he got to UA. None of these kids feared their ability. Midoriya had to live with his with his armored body, healing factor claws like it's normal, because it is normal for them. For his body to act like this and how it works is normal for him to do. So it's not scared. It's not scared of them because it's natural. It's like uh, cracking your knuckles. Like maybe the first time you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. But the seventh, eighth, thousand times, you've already cracked your knuckles so much it doesn't matter anymore. It's that natural. It's like breathing to them. The first time it's like it's just born into them basically. So that's how their abilities are so much more stronger than them. That's why when they did the test where 7 of them fought their 7 and they crushed them is because number 2 they have massive way more teamwork than those 7 will ever have together. But their abilities are so much more naturally formed to them. Like the teleporting girl already knows how to use her abilities because she's been using her abilities for the rest of her life. Because she hasn't really stopped using them. Ever. So that's why. And when Aizawa kind of realized this, he's kind of got scared a little bit because he realized their abilities are so well attached to them that they kind of what he has to do is instead of teaching them how they can make their abilities better because their abilities are already really high, make themselves better and then combine that with the abilities. That's the only way that Aizawa can work with them. And that's a little bit more than we left off last time, but let's start the what if. So like I started talking about beforehand, Aizawa started working with them, trying to work on them as best as he possibly can with their abilities and how they onto them, and then just explaining them. Like he doesn't know how they work. Like the BFG literally looks like he's like 10 feet tall, massively built, like a giant. How does his abilities work? He technically can be used as a Super Saiyan quirk, but technically he has so much more than that. Like even though like he's massively sized, he's durable as well, and that just comes into it. But he's also quick. Like he was on the field with them, and he was fast and quick, and his agile movement was scary almost in some ways. But like in Wolf too, like he's like a lot more durable than like Aizawa even thought he was because of his metal exterior. His body, his bones are actually made out of metal. So like Aizawa's like he can't he does he's very heavy. He's a little bit more slower than Aizawa thought he was, but like but he's durable as a motherfucker. Uh, and a more surprising one was Midoriya or the captain, because he's used his abilities so well on the field. Like his defense is almost impregnable, uh, impenetrable, I should say. Like Bako tries to hit him, and he's just not even close. Like boom, uses his shield, grabs him by the arm, smashes him in the face. Boom, boom, boom. Uses his shield on his back. Boom. Todoroki tries to freeze his leg, does a flip, uses his shield as like a brace, hits the ground hard, smashes the ground with his hand. Boom, hits him in the face. Boom, boom, boom. It's just so quick and agile. Like, he was born to fight with something like this, no matter what. And Aizawa learned that he can also take the thing off to make him lighter. And he got scared because he's already agile enough. So imagine him with lighterness, with more quicker movement. So what they did was they all kind of taught together. For his class, they taught him how to use their quirks more, like to make them better. It's like Bako, he needs to, instead of just using a little bit of the power that he could use with his sweat, making sure he can move with it, making sure he's moving his body, making sure he's not just using his quirk, but he's also using like a fighting way how to use it. Like all of them, he's like trying to get to the point, but like with them, so they're using their abilities, trying to master their abilities. Their abilities are already mastered, so they're trying to learn how to fight a lot better. Because how they fight is how Aizawa sees it as brutal fighting. And what brutal fighting is just fighting that they learned for survival. And like it works for people who don't have common sense. Like Aizawa can see what they can move as. Like they beat the shit out of these people who are high class individuals with quirks, but they're also kids. And if anyone can read any type of fighting style, they're kind of screwed. Like the BFG is light; he can move, punch, and move, but his movements are so dramatically. Like he can, like Aizawa, anytime BFG even punches, he knows where it's gonna go, knows where it's gonna move, and still dodge out the way. The closest one to a fighting style is Midoriya, is the captain, and his movements are so quick and so agile, and his kicks are so nice that he just thought, why not just teach all? And he started doing that. He got multiple teachers to do this, obviously, and like one-on-one talk, like Midnight goes to Teleporting Girl and Toy to learn their fighting style, because Teleporting Girl's fighting style is basically like almost like run away. Like if she's in a fight and the three boys are not there, run away. That's her fighting style basically. Or teleport them away, but like she can be better than that. She knows that she can be better than that. So, and Toy alone is very weak. Like her ability to make people literally toys and basically make them useless is incredibly powerful. But she can't fight. Like she has not a lot of muscle to her. So Midnight and a couple of the female teachers helping them out is awesome. Now, for the BFG, he literally asked Mount Lady. He just said, "Mount Lady, come over here. We got this. We need your help here." And Mount Lady decided, yeah. Like they just basically put them in a room with a city, and just say, teach them how to throw a punch. And on the just how you throw punches, how you keep agile, and that's what he learned. He learned how, just by example, just by showing her how he moves and how to use his things, what he does. With Wolf, it was a little bit more difficult because Wolf is just his first fighting style was monstrous. He just uses his claws and his teeth and his nails, and he just rams into people and claws out their bones. But it's not that it's showy. It's more like it's volatile. And he keeps it in the back. He's like, keep that fighting style in the back of your head. But we want something that can be used on people that doesn't need to be killed. So you got the guy that taught Uraka from the series to teach him how to use like just fists and just
punch people as hard as he possibly can. Now, thing and one thing too were really complicated because their fighting style is twins fighting style, so they fight together with twins. So trying to get someone to fight like that is really bad. But they got it with the clone guy that could help them, with more clones, like how to fight double teamed. Uh, Now the captain was easy. He's gonna teach the captain because their fighting style with his shield and his scarf work perfectly together. So with Aizawa teaching the captain uh, and everyone else getting taught themselves by different teachers, they actually learned a lot quicker than they ever even expected. Just how to throw a punch worked perfectly. How to fight, how to master every ability was uh, so quickly advanced that like they were so surprised what they learned from this. Like each punch was almost perfectly precise with Midori by the end of like the third day. And with the quirk people, uh, they realized that a lot of their quirks are being held back by themselves. Like uh, Todoroki is a great example. His psychological viewpoint of his fire is holding him back. And as I was trying to force him to, not trying to force him because he's still a teacher, he's trying to help him out, but get him to start using that ability of his because it's with the fire and the ice connected together, it is so much more stronger than Aizawa could even think of. Because ice shield, fire burn. Like Aizawa has fought Endeavor to a standstill a couple of times. He knows how powerful Endeavor is, but Endeavor can burn out. Endeavor can heat up. Endeavor can burn himself. Endeavor can hurt himself. Todoroki can't. Todoroki can freeze the earth to the ground and freeze everything to everything, and then burn himself into flames to cool him, to heat himself back up. It is almost impossible for Todoroki to hurt himself, so it's irritating for Aizawa to learn that he's only going to use his ice. Because he can be so much better than that. The other one is Momo. Not by her own truth, but she just doesn't know how to fight. If Momo knew how to fight, this wouldn't be a problem. But her parents taught her the science, not the physical. And that's perfectly fine in his eyes. Like, kids should learn. But kids should know how to hurt too. Kids should know this stuff. So he starts teaching all of Class 1A and Class 1B how to use their quirks in a physical manner. Bako was the easiest to teach, same as Todoroki, same as Kirishima. The others were a lot harder. Like Mina was a really hard one to get down until he realized that they could shoot out his hands. And they're like, perfect, go ahead, do that. Denki was also a little bit of a hard one because he was trying to get to the point where he was not going to fucking go brain dead every time he used his ability. Same with Mina, making sure, not Mina, Momo, trying to make sure, like, she's, like, smart enough and, like, you're capable. Build more. You can build an arsenal by yourself. Starting teaching her things that, maybe not should teach. And actually got his gun, like, she got her gun certification license to hold a firearm if necessary. Like, he specifically says, if necessary, you should use this. That's also, I think it was also holding her back in the anime was get the gun certification license. There you go, firearms allowed. Bang, bang. But no, like, doing that kind of stuff is just him trying to be a better teacher, them trying to make them learn that, they can do more than they can think. Like, you can outreach more, do more. So when they finally went to the USJ, they felt prepared for it. They felt greatly prepared until the villains came out of the portal. Now, when the villains came out of the portal, instantaneously, Midoriya, or I should say, the captain hit an alarm on his right left hip. What that alarm means is basically, oh shit, something's going on. Alarm, and it sends a coded message to what they call the New World, aka Greenland, aka, because that name is actually kind of copyrighted by Greenland. The place where Midoriya lives, that says, "Hey, we're in danger," and gives them an instant place where they need to go to rally up the troops and get everyone there. But they get teleported to their situation. As Midoriya is teleported with Pervert, Froppy, and Toy. As he looks around the situation, he realizes that this was planned from the start. So what he does is he says, "I'm going to have to do something that I don't want to do." As he sends a message to Nurse. A different message. It's a different color message. It is a message saying that you need to come to UA and you need to come to where the nurse's office is, and you need to offer your aid, because he's now looking around and he's thinking that a lot of people might get hurt in this situation. And if a lot of people get hurt in this situation, he doesn't want his people to be injured for too long, and he wants his people to be safe. So he's going to ask the nurse to come in, not to go into danger, just to help out, just to come in and save. And this is where you're going to end off here. I hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.